Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Belmont versus
Illinois State.
Illinois. There it is. We'll be starting off on first map Lotus, with the Bruins being on attack to start off this best of 3 game.
Both teams coming into this series undefeated so far. Got a bit of prestige on the line here. Going to be an exciting match, hopefully.
Hopefully, I am curious to see this. You see, the Bruins did pick Lotus, and then they got attack on that first map, which is very interesting to me, considering how offense-sided Lotus is.
I'd have to agree. A bit of perhaps a misplay from Illinois State's perspective, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe they got something planned.
Yeah, perhaps planning on a strong second half here for their attack. But anyways, my name is Patrick Santee. I was the coach of Valorant Esports at Belmont last year. Now they've just asked me back. I got my arm twisted by George, and now I'm here again.
I'm Ben, trying to kick off my casting career here today. Not much to say about myself. I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, so be honest in the chat. If we're doing terrible, just let us know we're doing terrible, all right?
All right, we got Aiden's selection coming up already. Looking at some early selections here, we see Omen Vice, Yoru Teho out of Belmont so far. Looking to be a pretty much a mirror matchup. Swapping the duelist though for Raze.
Very interesting. It's a bit of a trade-off. You get a bit more map control. Raze, you get a bit more explosive power. I think their sight takes will probably be a bit stronger with the Raze, but with all the leaks that you have in this map being a 3-site map, I think the Euro can really abuse that pretty well. So this will be a pretty interesting little difference to see between these two teams.
Absolutely. I think starting off on the defense side, we're going to see a lot of aggression out of Illinois State. The Teho and Raze combo, particularly with the breach, is going to allow for a lot of quick execs, hopefully take that A main space, just try to fight for rubble and then get that early control. As far as what Belmont can do to try to curb that, I think a lot of it's going to come down to just defaults, trying to slot in where they can. But yeah, overall, it's an interesting comp from both sides.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how they use this Omen and Raze pair on that A main side. That's been very popular in VCT for pretty much the entire time that this map's been out. Sending that Omen through to TP up on Rebel, and then having the Raze blast pack through as well, and you get a little bit of double pressure. So I'll be interested to see how they take advantage of that. And then I'm curious to see what the Bruins want to do with this Euro on defense, but this all just remains to be seen.
Waiting quite a bit for the match to start up. Here, someone's playing at the McDonald's.
We've got a level 866 in the lobby, so we know that he is at the very least committed. We know that much already. I believe that Camo is the in-game leader for the Bruins. Playing the Teho, pretty standard pick for an in-game leader. I'm curious to see how he's playing here.
I've been very curious seeing the heavy rotation into the Teho in the pro circuit, now bleeding into the collegiate circuit. A lot of explosive plays, pun very much intended, but it's just really led to a meta shift away from those traditional information sentinels that's really been dominating Lotus for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as we can see now, I mean, typically Sky and Gecko were mainstays on this map in the pro scene, and now they're not really seeing too much play. I think some of that has to do with the recent nerfs that both of those characters have gotten, but then also Teho is just very strong at clearing out space.
Alright, starting off this round, heavy A main fight out from Illinois State. Early rubble control.
We've already got that Euro TP right into A main. And he's gonna fake that and get it back.
Got contact made into B site. Matt throwing the smokes up, looking for the exit.
They are pushing right through. Keep going, that Teo's backing off, giving up a lot of space, but they're going to try and get that trade back.
4v3 scenario now for Belmont. No spike down, though.
And they are just taking it to C. They saw all that pressure and they said, nope, I don't like it. And they're getting out of there. That is a good active play calling from the in-game leader of the Bruins.
Nat slotting into lurk deep in the spawn. Can she get something here?
How will this timing be for Nat?
Smoke potentially revealing the position.
He does get it away, but no kill, and then he gets traded out.
Flash out!
Last player standing.
No trade yet for Red, trying to play off the spike. 1v2 scenario, does he have it? Omen sticking it through.
Oh, but
Is he aware? He is not. Ninja defuse out from Illinois State.
That's a bit of an unfortunate pistol round. I mean, you go up a 5-3 on pistol round. You really hope to steal that, but they just weren't able to make it happen. I think the constant pressure and the flowing in from literally every facet of B main just made it very tough for them to hold any space in that situation. And then Nat getting called out in that flank just made it a bit tough for the two players on site.
Yeah. Trading protocol is just very solid from Illinois State right now, just making sure they're grouped up, trying to stay with each other. Looking at it again, more aggression out into A main from Illinois State. However, Belmont looking mostly for the C hit. However,
They're walking
Spike's
right
still
into this Vice with a full setup of utility on that side. It's going to be a tough hit if they decide to take it, but luckily they are bowing out.
Rays tucked behind rubble, hoping to take this opening engagement. Waiting for the perfect timing. There it is.
Rubble, but Rays gets the whip. Will they be able to get this trade out? Will they be able to? Both Rays and Breach are one shot. This is at the very least good to get a little bit of guns and a little bit of
Too late.
Ammo caught with the util out, unfortunately. Gets taken out by Omen. However, Red still
Last
making a
player
play into
standing.
this.
Spike down A.
He does get 2 picks. This is honestly not a bad save whatsoever. This is where, for the Illinois, you're really just trying to not have your Rays on.
30 seconds left.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Crispy shots up from Trixie. And what a clutch it is. 1v3 all lining up for him. Beautiful round.
Absolutely incredible. You know, I like to think that they sold the pistol round on purpose so they could win that second round, because it is actually better for your economy if you do. So
That's true. That's true.
that's, I think we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one and say that was playing all along.
Absolutely. Incredible shots out from Trixie, though. Really just putting the mechanical skill out on display. And just right there in that scenario, if you're Illinois State, you're kicking yourself because you had that advantageous situation. Just let it slip. Moving into the counter buy now from Belmont, taking out early aggression onto C Mound. Got the Yoru TP looking into the spawn, though, for the attackers, potentially looking at a rotate into B or A. Made. A lad out from Nat, however, is traded.
One enemy remaining.
Roman is opting to go for no guns. We'll see how he plays this, but really, I think best option here is he maybe gets one.
Spike planted.
But odds are Yang.
Clean, quick round out from Belmont there. Just better guns winning fights, honestly.
First full buy for both of these teams in this game. It'll be interesting to see how they play this. We've got the Omens solo on A. Oh no, the Breach is joining him on A. So we've got a little bit of a clash here. We've got the Breach with the Rays on defense, and then we've got Nat and the Breach. Nat is on a little bit of an island here, but this Breach should be able to help her.
Spike down
Quick
A.
2 kills out from Nat.
Huge play out of the Omen. Not only getting the trade, but getting that extra kill really is going to help them in this round.
Camo's lurked his way all the way into B, clearing the site. However, is he aware that Illinois State could have threaded the needle?
Live munition.
easy site takeout from Belmont with the
Spike
information
planted.
gained. 4v2 post plant, really looking to use that Taeho utility, hopefully. Just keep them off the spike, get the delay.
All missiles away.
They will
Illinois
be playing
State.
camo just solo on this site. But it does look like Illinois State is just going to save going into this round.
Absolutely think that's correct play. You just look at the comp and you don't think that you can just get in quick enough, get those kills, just save the guns while you don't have the money.
Exactly.
Great round out of Belmont, just really being explosive, taking that space. Nat really threading the needle with that early aggression, just getting into that position where they did not know anyone could be.
Oh, Camo, I guess did not realize that bomb was exploding there, but that is happens to the best of us.
Looking at a perhaps default setup out from Belmont here, perhaps a bit of aggression into C. Illinois State just keeping the pressure up.
But do the Omens realize they are right on top of one another? It does not look like they do.
I think they do.
Knack gets absolutely huge plays out of the Omen, gets traded back, but that doesn't even matter. She got 2 kills, and that is absolutely massive going into this round.
One suppressed.
Trixie getting cleared out by the Taeho drone. Looking into the C exec now.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining.
Ammo. Bit of a preemptive Visalt. I mean, securing the round, definitely
Spike
good,
planted.
but don't know if that was fully necessary.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a rough timing there, where as soon as he popped it, we got 2 kills from Camo, and it kind of turned out to not be such a great timing on it, but on a save like this, you really just can't take any risks, and committing a Visalt, which really isn't that important of an ult in the grand scheme of things, I think is not too bad of an idea. So we'll see what Kale is able to do here on this raise. Does not seem to be opting for a save, which is a bit unexpected. We'll see if he can make it a kill or two here. And nope, Camo
I do
just shuts him
prefer
right
when they
down.
put up a fight.
Again, just a clean round out from Belmont. Just taking that early space where they need, leaving the opposition guessing. Illinois State just has no answers, over-rotating a little bit too much. Just getting caught out in unfortunate scenarios.
Yeah, and I think the big difference we're seeing here thus far is just this mid-round casting out of the Bruins. They're just completely, they're not hanging anywhere past where they need to be. They're not giving up free kills. They're not, you know, forcing the issue when they don't need to. It's been some excellent calling here out of the IGL and the round.
Scatter.
Belmont this round content to just leave A to Illinois State. A 5-man exec going, no one contesting it. 5v5 retake scenario for Illinois State. Let's see what they can muster up here.
They've got a free plant, and they were able to get a plant in a very difficult spot to
Once
play.
grenade is launched.
We'll see what Illinois is able to do about this.
Raids coming in and out from both sides. Belmont now in a 4v3. Make
One
4v2
enemy remaining.
traded back.
Ult's ready.
Quick
You
cleanup
died
out from
last.
ZJ.
Good job.
It was an excellent round out of Belmont. Just completely realized that pressure on A. Saw 3 people there and just said, nope, we're going to C. And they just hung them out to dry.
Thinking about Illinois State's game plan now, you've had that aggression out on A, and it just hasn't called much of anything from Belmont's side. Gotta think they're thinking about switching it up sooner or later. But you see the stack going there once again, perhaps maybe going a little bit deeper than they had been previously. Be interesting to see what they try to call here on the save.
Again, they see that Omen TPing up top of Rubble. This time he does clear below him. And once again, it looks like the Bruins are just gonna peacefully back out of that one. They're just not wanting to trade any utility or any lives in that fight.
Drone going out.
Belmont tripped the wall over on Vice's setup on C. just manipulating the map, trying to draw rotates where they can. VJ been lit up, but he's still standing somehow. Camo with alert kill out on B. Now looking to plant on C. Camo's still entrenched in B, trying to pick people off, and it works out for him.
There were 2 massive kills from the single player. We'll see if he's able to get a third. He will get traded out, but at this point it really shouldn't matter.
1 enemy remaining.
Nat with a little spray and pray there, but it's all good, no damage taken. And KO looking to just pick up gun, probably get a couple exits. Doesn't even get that though. Another clean round out from Belmont. Really just oppressive on their side, just keeping the pressure on. Absolutely nothing going the way of Illinois State right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is an attack side of map, but even on an attack side of map, you've got to hope to get a solid 4 or 5 rounds in the half. We'll see if they can bring it back here, but so far this has just been Bruins domination.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see on the scoreboard now that Cypress, Marol, not doing too great on the scoreboard, just a slow start out from them.
And now the one round where Illinois will not challenge A. Of course, the Bruins 5 stack on A, and they're just looking to bomb out this bomb site. That is very unfortunate timing for Illinois, but we'll see how quickly they're able to realize this and hit some rotations back to help their Vice.
Vice abandoning the setup, seemingly content to just let them have the site and go in for the retake.
Spike planted.
CJ coming out of his ult. Pop flash. Not gained though. Bit over aggressive. Actually trading it back into a 44.
See, we have 2 breach ults and 2 Tejo ults going into this round. There is 1 breach ult.
There's the other one.
And there's the Tejo ult from the defense.
Chaos into the site now. Belmont holding their Tejo for the post plant maybe, but it doesn't seem like it would be the time for it.
At this point, it is a lost cause. That was an excellent round from Illinois. That Vice choosing to get off of the bomb site really helped them out with their retake.
Absolutely, just entirely retaking that space. A little close for comfort on the defuse there, but it is in time nonetheless.
It was. You have to consider as well, they did commit both a breach ult and a Tejo ult into that round. It was definitely a heavy commitment from them, but at this point, you've lost 6 rounds in a row. You've got to commit whatever you can to win a round.
Absolutely. Big momentum shift from Illinois State, really trying to stop the bleeding. Belmont now just unsure of what to do, it seems. Kind of hovering out in their spawn. Looking for some C aggression out of the breach and the raise on Illinois State.
Retrieving flash.
Once again, I think there is no A aggression. Excellent 2 kills. Traded right back, and the Bruins are on the negative side.
Last player standing.
Trixie trying for the lurk, got a little too desperate and just didn't pay off. Unfortunate. Camera in the back line, seeing what he can find. He does have a 1v1 on Vice. Gets this kill bomb down. Armageddon could come in major handy.
Looks like he did spot him shuffling back into.
Grenade is live.
Rushing the issue. Stun is up.
And stun is a cosmetic ability, and he dies anyway.
Great defense out of Illinois State there. Just getting that C mound control, knowing no one is there, freeing up the other 4 players to just take the fights that they need to take. Also, feigning the space in with a deep smoke out of B ends up coming in very, very clutch for them. Timing just so happens to work out where Belmont peeks out right as Illinois State swings in.
Yeah.
It just doesn't quite go well.
And it looks like they have decided to just anchor this Vice onto A site. It has been working much better for them, and once again, we see them hitting A main. Just a solid hit on A main, and Vice just says, nope, you can have A, that's fine, we'll play the
I got the spike.
attack siding Vice op is an interesting play, but so far it's working out for them. Kind of holding the
respect
space
the
in
op.
A main. Looking to back off. It appears as if Vice has the information that they're leaving. Is Illinois State aware of the C hit that's about to come in?
Now we've got these two duos here for the Bruins, and they are pretty much just on islands. They're going to try and group up here and get a little bit of a C hit going. See if maybe the game is done for this round. They do have, the Illinois does have the Vice ult coming into the free trade, and that should be pretty big for them going up against just pistols here. But
Ash taking the aggressive slot, getting hit, or hers, excuse me. Flash not
this
quite
line will get
connected.
traded out, but that is solid delay, and it does put them up by 1 man.
Burns are alive.
Illinois Vice opting to
One
hold the
enemy
ult for
remaining.
now.
Last
Never
player
pops
standing.
it. 1v1 scenario. Red with the stun.
All missiles away.
Here on the site. Walking
He's
up,
just
doesn't
off
have a
to
view.
stick the bomb. Excellent work from Red.
Trying to go for the pros don't fake mentality, but unfortunately time just wasn't on his side. His options were stick or die, and well, he died.
Once again, Bruins are leaving pretty heavy towards this A site,
Gracias.
and Illinois is just plucking the Vice right down there. I will say, I feel like I haven't seen too many rotations or flanks out of this Euro quite far. I hope they're able to get a little bit more.
Cover going out.
I think as of now, from what I've seen, I think blow for blow, I think the Raze is getting a little bit more value out of those nades and blast packs than the Euro has been.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking now into an A hit for Belmont. However, Vice setup always there on the site.
Shadows traveling.
Snows coming down.
Vice is still on. Vice chooses to play on site this round. I think she's got the support of the KO on the back line, but she will get gunned down.
Flushed out by the Teo utility, just nothing to do. However, the plant's still not coming in. Perhaps reconsidering. Illinois State with a massive
Spike
group
down
up into
A.
a pre-take on A. However, it doesn't seem like the stack is there anymore. Nat lurking in through.
One enemy remaining.
Good kills. ZJ all on the other side too.
I think that brief pause from the Bruins and not planting the spike just gave them
Spike
a
planted.
little bit of a question mark in their head. Illinois just started questioning whether or not they were actually committed to A, and in fact, they were not committed to A because now they averted it to B. But we will see if the Raze is able to save this op here. Unlikely. It is a very unfortunate round from Illinois. But if they are able to win this last one, 4-8 going into the half on the most attack side of map, probably in the entire game of Valorant, it's really not necessarily a terrible half.
Absolutely not. 3-9 scoreline, 4-8 scoreline, looking pretty good going into the next half. It does seem though that Belmont does just have the reads on the setups. However, leaving an empty C this round would be quite interesting. Heavy A aggression from the side of Illinois State right now.
Bruins has the absolute read on this one, and they are looking at a completely free bomb site.
Just a matter of how quickly they can get on before they realize there's no one there.
Off your feet!
Committing the breachel into the empty site feels bad for the Bruins. Got a big flank coming in all the way. However, Camo does
Spike
appear to
planted.
hear
Camo will
it.
spot this.
Gets one and
Able to get
traded out.
one. Able to get one. We'll take that in a 3v1. I think Camo's happy with that.
Tricky dragging the crosshair for the Omen. Viceult now coming in though.
Grenade is live. Blinding!
This is an interesting situation from both sides. Time running low.
Satchel out.
Red out on the swing.
Not ready yet.
Get flash destroyed.
Last
Taking
player
the bomb, are
standing.
they able to get him off? Hold on, he would stick that bomb right through.
Switching sides.
You know, if I'm Illinois going into this second
Speak
half,
up
I'm
and
actually
ask
pretty happy with my
questions.
performance on
Assumptions
defense.
will only get us in trouble.
4 on Lotus for defense is not bad whatsoever. I think both teams here will be pretty happy with how they performed in that half.
Absolutely. I think now too we'll start seeing the majority of that utility out of Yoru being able to rotate between the sites quickly, just being able to maintain more space, whereas the Rays more in the explosive plays. Looking at the setup now, we appear to be a bit light on C, perhaps expecting some A main aggression out of Illinois State.
All missiles away.
However, the spike is leaning C. Early space cleared, however, no bodies found.
At the very least, it doesn't look like they realize that that C site is completely open. But they get 2 out the gate. That is very unfortunate for the Bruins here.
I won't trade it back up from that, however. And it appears there's playing Ring Around the Rosie with the door, trying to leave the Bruins guessing. However, ZJ still entrenched on
missiles
this
away.
A side, hoping that someone walks into his crosshair. Free C site, ripe for the plant. Do they realize it? Do they get the nice plant? They do not.
Right there. Out of
Tend to
charge.
just get
Spike
the default.
planted.
We still have some solid breach utility here. Let's see how they're
Flash out.
Last player standing.
Ooh, Khalad out from Cyprus and finishes the job. Just good fights there from Cyprus. Not much to do in that situation.
Yeah. Once again, I think the Illinois just kind of stretched out that map a little bit, and the Bruins, I think, bit a little bit too hard on that B fight, and it cost them that round.
Looking to a heavy A stack with the pistols here, trying to see if they could get something up. Default look in from Illinois State, similar to the last round. Content to just let the Bruins take rubble control once again. However, Vice lurking in the smoke. Is Belmont aware of this?
Last place.
And the timing could not have been worse for Cyprus. Gets traded out immediately. Guardian on the ground now for Belmont.
You see there are 4 people flooding
Not
in
ready
on
yet.
Trixie here. But gets out unscathed.
Trixie was
We'll
nothing.
see,
to
we're
do.
going into a 4 versus 4
Spike
post plant.
planted.
Obviously gun advantage in favor of Illinois, but we'll see what the Bruins are able to put together here.
Do have red with the Guardian now, so a little bit more firepower than perhaps expected, but Trixie content to just wait, hope someone swings into the crosshair.
Last player
Fight out,
standing.
and that is all in favor
Not
of
what you want
Illinois
to see if
State.
you're a Bruins fan. That is
Absolutely not. Nat now just hoping to die to the bomb, probably.
maybe get a exit frag or 2. Not bad, not bad. But I'd say if you're an Illinois fan, you're probably moderately happy right now.
Yeah, just a solid anti-eco round out from Illinois State. Just keeping the advantage where you have it, playing it simple. No need to do anything fancy there. For Belmont, though, they had that quick aggression out into A main and the gun recovered, but we didn't see any flanks out, even though they had the Sentinel down. Perhaps a bit of a miscalculation there. Gonna
Look at
be
this aesthetic cam. We're really just basking in the scenery. I'm loving this.
Grant doing an immaculate job with the casting, of course. ZJ out in rubble, just getting that information.
He does have that
Heavy-
TP to get him out of trouble if he should find himself in any.
Heavy C stack out for Belmont. However, Illinois State is identifying that and leaving now.
DJ has been spotted.
All
in his
missiles
rebel
away.
position, so we'll see how they try and flush him out.
It appears as if Illinois State is content for him to just wait out his TP.
If they can get out, now we are looking at potentially a 5 versus 5 retake, depending on how.
Emma hoping to take some. Unfortunately, door does not go in his favor. Big site takeout from Illinois State here, 5v4. ZJ with a bit of a
ZJ just
pre-take,
on an
doesn't get
island.
much.
He's just- At least Red will jump down with him, and now they've got a little bit of a duo going on site, but we'll see if they're able to pull it.
Almost with a
Last player
crazy
standing.
cross-map shot with the Bulldog. And Red with just nothing to do all alone, gets gunned down while stunned. Big bonus round win for Illinois State. You have to wonder if Belmont's questioning a little bit what they might next do. Going into this eco round, they have to convert if they want to keep their advantage.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit strange out of Belmont to take all those fights so early. The bomb hadn't been planted yet. They weren't up numbers. I'm not entirely sure what the idea was behind taking those fights, but obviously they lost them out, and that's just a very unfortunate round for Belmont.
Illinois State once again going for a default look, however, see Belmont not biting on any of the sites. No one being overly aggressive. Almost 15 seconds into the round and no one's made much of a move.
There.
First shot coming out from Illinois State.
Flash
Nothing
place.
found.
Not ready yet. Good hit. I have the spike.
Trixie out with a kill somewhere. I'm not even sure where that was.
I think he just decided to peek C main mound and just
Not ready yet.
domed the Illinois player. That's kind of what you need in these eco rounds. You just need some hero plays to pull you through.
I think now, if I'm Illinois State, I'm looking at the clock and it's not very advantageous. No map control, not much time. They gotta just make their move. Can Red be the wall that keeps them from getting the bomb down? However, he seems to be content to just give up that rubble space.
We do have a
30
fast
seconds
flank
left.
coming in here from Camo. Let's see how much he's able to get in return for this.
Long range fight with the Stinger,
Figured
not
this
coming
one
up with
goes wrong
much.
One enemy remaining. Spike down
However,
A.
3v1 now, Vandal recovered.
Thrifty.
And an excellent thrifty round out of Belmont.
There's an
Keeping-
incredible 3K from the Vice in that round.
Absolutely. Keeping the round advantage in their favor. Should be going into a full buy on both sides now. It'll be interesting to see how Belmont, once again, kind of go into this. They were just content letting Illinois State make that first move. Illinois State just taking a little too long, having to go for that perhaps less than ideal
make
commit
some
later into the
chaos.
round.
Right there.
You're leaning pretty heavy towards this A site. The Vice will just be solo playing on that A site on defense. Looks like they'll just opt to kind of back off and give them a bit of space in that A main position.
See the Yoru TP over on B while he's supporting Nat out in C Mound. However, the look from Illinois State is all over A. Smoke's coming in for stairs. Does Belmont recognize in time?
Looks like they'll be investing in Vice ult from the kid. Well, get an early pick on the Camo. We'll see if Trixie is able to get out of
Good
it.
hit.
Does successfully get away and just content to let the bomb go down for now. Red
They
setting
do
up
have
for the
two on the
retake.
flank.
Spike planted.
One will get spotted by that breach in rubble.
Nat gets flashed. Nothing to do there. Red gets one on site.
Bring me the arsenal.
Trixie gets another.
Could be a
It's
massive
winnable.
ult.
Worthless.
Are they aware of the
player
smoke
standing.
though? They are not. Red, I'm just spraying that down right now and caught unawares from main.
Very unfortunate, but that's just an excellent play out of the Illinois Omen. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough to expect someone sitting in their smoke up there, but very unfortunate. I think that's a round that the Bruins would like to have back.
Absolutely. We see the timeout coming in for them right now, and I think that is the correct call. Just letting that round slip out of their fingers, the flank really just not going in their favor, not playing together. If I'm Illinois State, I'm really trying to keep this pressure on, just keep doing what I'm doing. If I'm Belmont, I might try going back to that aggressive style that we saw in the pistol round, perhaps seeing if they can catch them out.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be curious what Major. Big shout out to Major, the coach for the Beaumont Bruins. Curious to see what he's able to kind of cook up here, and I mean, he's obviously getting more of a third person view. That's pretty similar to what we're getting. Starting to see what he kind of encourages them to do and what they're able to pull together in this pretty important round. I mean, if they lose this round, it's 9-9, and Illinois has full monetary advantage. So, be curious to see what the coach is able to cook up here.
Once again, looking at the money, less than ideal for Belmont. Be interesting to see if they force into this or not. However, it does appear that they're going for at least mostly rifles where possible.
Launching for
Looking at a traditional default stack here from Belmont. Got the Omen and Vice waiting on A. However, heavy stack in play for Illinois State, taking this early rubble control. Looking to be a bit more aggressive on it.
They ate up that space on C, and now they're getting out. But Illinois knows that they ate that up, and they're gonna choose to walk right back and take that space back. So now we've got 3 Belmont players
not ready yet.
on A, and all of Illinois is at C.
That was really just a great call from Illinois' Vice right there. Just noticing that the flash gets no information and then filling in space behind it. However, big ult for the delay. $50 now. It'll be interesting to see if Illinois State goes for a second rotate. Stack is waiting for them here on C. However, Camo drifting back to B. Trying to fake it a little bit with the door.
30 seconds left.
Armageddon coming in. C exec now. Red getting his first blood. Traded out by ZJ.
Back off.
Second one out from
Bruins are
ZJ.
fighting this tooth and nail. They don't want to give up this bomb site. They don't want to allow Illinois to get the plant down.
However,
Last
double
player
trade out
standing.
from Illinois. Mac gets this
Caution here.
plant protection. And a cleanup from Trixie. Just looking to take that round back. Great timeout call from Major. Readjusting the excuse me.
I don't lose.
If I had to guess, I think he likely just told them, let's not give them space so for you. Let's eat up space. Let's use this Yuru to get out of tricky situations where he might go a step too far, and that's exactly what they did. They ate up that C space, gave it right back, and then just as soon as Illinois started taking that C bomb site, they said, nope, this is our site, and we're gonna fight you tooth and nail for it. That was really just excellent calling out of the Bruins and excellent shooting.
Illinois State once again looking at a default. You have to wonder if at some point they're going to make an aggressive play, but they're content to just let the round unfold next to them and try to slot in where they can. Belmont, however, showing very little presence. Kale picking off ZJ out in B main, though perhaps got a little bit too over-aggressive. However, Trixie not noted by the Roomba. Shots going astray on both sides. 3v3 situation now. Spike is in Belmont's possession, however. Got a reload committed in, and Nat trying to get out. 5 HP in a dream now. Regen shields coming in handy.
But it is a 2v2 situation. They do have that bomb back, fortunately for Illinois, but We'll see what sort of read Belmont's able to get going into this round. But Nat, obviously, he's got 5 HP, I guess 30 if you count the shield. But either way, it's one shot to a Vandal, so not in the best situation.
30 seconds left.
Belmont does appear to have the read, though. It's just a matter of how quickly
Retrieving
Red
flash.
can get this flank off. Matt down in waterfall.
Rip it. One enemy remaining.
Swings out, gets hers. Flashed up
Paranoid is
now,
buying a little
rolls.
bit of time for that breach to catch up.
Last player standing.
Still no plant,
10
10 more
seconds left.
seconds. And he gets off. Interesting play. Does he
Flash.
realize in time?
He just needs to get out. He just needs to get out.
He knows
Just
no
get out.
plant.
Excellent work. Excellent work from Nat, really. I mean, she bought so much time in that 2v2 and really won them that round. Red with the ice in his veins, not peeking and just knowing to run away. That was excellent play all around from the Bruins in a very close round.
Absolutely. Got to give Red his flowers too. Absolutely. Just understanding the timings on everything there, understanding what util needs to be placed when. We see another timeout now coming out from the side of Illinois State. I'd be wondering what their coach is cooking up here because they have not won very many rounds in the last 4. I believe 3 of the last 4 going into Belmont's favor.
Yeah, I think if I was coach here for Illinois, I'd probably just tell them to stick together as a group a little bit more and just be a little bit more aggressive on these fights. I think they're kind of giving up space a little bit too quickly that I'd like to see if I was coaching an attack team on Lotus. I think maybe trying out B for a change. They haven't really tried out B too much. Maybe just committing to a C hit. A so far has not been working out too well for them. So I would recommend really just kind of using this raise utility, using the Tejo, using the breach, and just making the Bruins' life just miserable with all that explosive power that they've got.
Absolutely. However, a bit of a broken buy coming in from both sides. Belmont losing all 5 members last round, less than ideal, having to force into this a little bit. Gun advantage still in their favor, though. Perhaps expecting aggression, go for a counter regress into rubble, but there's no one there to greet them.
Last place.
Time to jump.
Looking now, ZJ maintaining that A space, however, taking the door to B site. Camo with the first blood. Great pick out there. They have noted many of the Illinois players stunned up. It's a bit over aggressive into the entrance. 4v3 now for Illinois State. ZJ on the flank gets his. And then Nat just content to give up the site for the Raze ult.
And we are looking at a 3v3 retake on C. ZJ just gets knocked down to 5 HP.
Handle this.
Love that
Spike
Euro ult. Get
planted.
a whole bunch of util. Should be able to find out where every single player is hanging out.
There's 2 players playing back, 1 player playing up. Trades coming.
One enemy
in.
remaining.
now.
ultimate's ready.
Great shot
See,
out
they
from
didn't plan-
Trixie.
They did not plan for main, but they decided to play main. I think that's a little bit of a misplay out of Illinois here.
And Nat just watching the smoke, content to just get that cross. And map point now
Match
for
point.
Belmont.
Now we
I
win.
don't believe Illinois has too much money going into this penultimate round, but
Last place.
I think they'll just try and scrape together anything they can get. Maybe a few stingers, maybe a few specters, and probably a handful of rifles.
Forced a little bit too heavily into that last round, perhaps. Looking to scrounge up whatever credits they can here. Mostly rifles, however, not all the way around. Got the Tejo drone clearing A main. Sees nothing. Filling in the space now. Very heavy commitment, though. Could come back to bite them. Making as little noise as they can, however, they are walking directly into that vice setup.
We'll see. Belmont does have the Tejo ult and the Vice ult here. 2 of the best retake ults in this game. They might just kind of lean towards a retake here.
Smoke smokes now. Exit comes out, trips the wall. No fights coming in yet, though. Just letting that util be used up. DJ on the flank. Are they aware of him? Use the device wall. Big Armageddon out from Camo, drawing everyone out of position.
He picks, and once again, Belmont just decides to fight before they even get the plant down. They're just so incredibly aggressive on these fights.
Spike planted.
Two flashes out from Nat. Ooh, unfortunate shots from ZJ. Nat on the counter swing, not getting much either. 2v3 now, however, Visol is in
We
play.
might have two people bump into each other.
Last player
It's
standing.
very unfortunate.
Hot knife out, and then Yang cleaning up on the Taeho information. Just really giving absolutely nothing to Belmont there. Great plays out from Illinois State.
Not too many alts on either team here. Bruins, I would say, has just a slight advantage with that Vice ult, but really with the way that they're playing, where they're not really liking to get into these retake situations. I don't know how much that Vice ult is going to be able to help you out. We do see the breach on both teams are pretty close to getting their alts up. It just depends how many more rounds we're going to be going here in this match.
Unfortunately, Belmont leaving A site entirely empty here. Trying to get an interesting play cooked up on the eco. On the wall now, only 2 players in. Nat gets hers. However, 2 trades coming out on the other side.
Portal closed.
You gotta think, will they expect 2 more players on this flank? Doesn't seem like it, but at this point they are all the way in that site, and this flank is relatively moot at this point.
Gave up their positions with shots on the flank. Now just looking to clean up wherever they can, perhaps get a couple of over-aggressive players. And a lot of damage coming through from Belmont's side.
Last player standing.
Killed them.
ZJ getting a trade, but it appears to be too little too late. Perhaps
Grenade is
looking
live.
to just pick up a Vandal and save.
But 2 of these
Perhaps
players
no.
on Illinois are one-shot. This is somewhat winnable, and at the very least, you might be able to chip away some of their funds.
Playing in for the exits. Maybe seeing if you can get a ninja out, and there's just nothing to be found there. 10-12 now. Scoreline going very, very close. Belmont just needs that one round to close it out, but Illinois State really keeping the pressure on. I'm not sure they will let up. Perhaps we're going into an overtime.
Belmont looks to be stacking pretty heavy towards
Cutting
the
through.
site. Illinois looks to be maybe inquisitively poking a little bit around C, which is a completely free bomb site. So we'll see if they're able to figure that out and get that bomb down pretty quickly.
Big aggression out into A main, knowing that Illinois State had been there. However, Illinois State is very aware of their own plans as well. Looking into a heavy C hit. Double flank coming out of B.
Look at this
quite
push up
quickly.
B. They're eating up this space, and they should be able to close in around them pretty soon.
Raise on an island in sight. As ZJ swings out, could be beneficial. However, content to just let that space be filled in. Are they aware of the second flank, though?
Nat does get the
Spike
to be
planted.
able to get that.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately not, and the Bruins have just been, I mean, for lack of a better word, they just got demolished in that
All
round.
missiles
That's
away.
Not what you want to see as a Bruins fan, but they do have one more round to seal this game off.
Camo now looking to just keep his rifle in hand, but it is going to be difficult with all 40 seconds left on the clock, everyone hunting him down. KO, perhaps looking to find him, sees him. No damage though.
See, there's got a lot of time to survive. This is a getting close in around.
Good flick.
Gets one more.
Hey, we'll take 2 on that, you know. Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, excellent 2 kills from the IGL. I do believe Illinois has a whole bunch of money going into this last round, but either way, I think it helps get the confidence up at the very least.
Belmont now using their last timeout before the end of regulation. We can see that they just have had the momentum entirely flipped on them, trying to do some weird plays, but Illinois State has just been able to call them out every time, just knowing their plans. And it's really just going to come down to who has the better read on this. You have to imagine Illinois State is using this timeout as well to come up with something funky. But it's going to be a very, very interesting round because a lot of pressure on Belmont here to close it out, as well as a lot of pressure on Illinois State. Could see some pretty heavy defaults from both sides coming down to the wire.
Exactly, and as we said, both of these teams are undefeated going into this series, so there's definitely a lot on the line for both of them. I think, going into the season 3-0 just kind of sets you up as the big dog, so to speak. You don't want to kind of lose that status. You don't want to lose that fear that you might incite to some of the people you're playing, and just you want to kind of lock into the end game as soon as possible.
Now we wait.
But we'll see who's able to pull this out. I mean, so far I think both teams have had a great showing, but I think Belmont's had a couple of rounds that they wish they had back, and I think Illinois has a couple of rounds that they wish they could have back. And that's how the game goes. So we'll see how this penultimate round of the regular time goes, and we might be having a bit of an overtime.
DJ waiting in on site with the judge, gets nothing traded before the TP can come out. 5v4 now. Trixie getting caught out on the other side by Illinois Vice.
There.
Nat holding into B, just watching. Full flashed up, and nothing Camo can do there. 2v5 situation, Belmont just clawing out whatever they can get. Nothing going good.
See if Nat's able to pull something together in this 1v4, but by all means, it looks like we're going to overtime. And this is Belmont's map pick. I would guess they were hoping to have a bit more of a show out here, but overtime. I mean, they had an excellent attack. I don't think they're showing too much here.
Final kill does come in, going to overtime now. Looking into readjustments now from the switching of sides. I think it'll be interesting to see if Illinois State keeps that heavy A aggression that we saw when they were on defense the first time, now knowing that Belmont is very much going to expect it.
Yeah, but it looks like they are going for that. I mean, as we saw for kind of the second half of Belmont's attack, Illinois typically planted that Vice onto A, but she's back over at C, and they've got the Raze, the Breach, and the Omen all looking towards this A main aggression.
Belmont perhaps looking to fight into this A main space as well. Going to be a bit of a clash. Content perhaps to just let that first wave of util come in on them. Enemies noted, however no blood found. Trixie going all the way up into B main, so is Nat. The wall not yet tricked. There it is, Camo now on an island.
Camo will trick it. He is by himself out there, but
site does now belong to Belmont. Plant coming in. 4v4 retake now for Illinois State, trying to see what they can muster up. Early aftershock coming in for the delay. Flash as well. However, nothing found there. ZJ on the trade. Flying into the site, however, ZJ steadies the crosshair.
Tries to get the dimensional drift off in time, but he is unable to.
Just a little bit too low there, Yang.
Ready. They're spiking. Watch them run. Not ready yet. Cover going out.
Yang just flexing that he got the Omen ult up. We love to see that. We love a little braggadocio in these games.
If I'm Belmont, I might even want to call a timeout here. Trying to really just steady the team morality. However, it appears that they're content to just go into this with what they have.
Yeah. Well, I think Major. I mean, I think Major might just be thinking, you know, he's had his 2 minutes with the team, and now, you know, he's kind of said what needs to be said, and they've just gotta find their footing here once again. I mean, after such an excellent start from this Bruin squad, I think they've kind of been iced a little bit on this second half of this game.
Especially even looking into this last third, I believe they've only won perhaps one of the last 5 rounds. Quick entrance into A site now.
An excellent pick from ZJ, and he is able to use that Yoru teleport to just get right out of that bomb site.
Spike planted.
Now looking at a 5 versus 4 post plant, but Illinois does have that breach ult up. That could be pretty impactful into this round.
Off your feet!
Farming up the orbs earlier this round, coming in handy. Big fight into tree, not going the way of Belmont. 2v4 now for Nat and Red.
And they need a miracle to win this one.
Big splash.
One enemy
Red
remaining.
steadying the crosshair,
And
now
they
from behind the
have
boxes.
a miracle.
That was
Red and Nat just ice cold in that last round, winning that 2 versus 4. And we are going to double overtime.
Switching sides.
Red getting perhaps a bit
Overtime.
lucky on the spray into tree there. Not quite sure what happened, but got over the line nonetheless. Nat with the support on the other side, able to clean both of the other players up.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent teamwork between the two of them. Red kind of baited himself for Nat to come in with that 2K towards main. You love to see that. You love to see some willingness to maybe get the short end of the stick there.
Shadows traveling.
And that's just excellent play from the Bruins.
See some A main aggression now out from the Bruins. I believe tripping the Vice wall with the Yoru clone could be crucial later into this round.
Turret activated.
Vice does note some aggression, however, backing off. Not wanting to take that 1v4.
Ammo is very aggressive, going all the way on the device.
All missiles away.
Get a little semblance of danger and get out of that. That's the right play. We are now looking at a 5 versus 5 retake. I don't believe there are any ults on the side. That is an
Great
excellent
flick
pick
out
out of
from
Nat.
Light munition.
See, it looks like she's doubling down on this flank, going right back in for more.
ZJ getting his as well. Suppress Vice, Trixie lurking behind the box, not quite noted yet. 3v2 and for Belmont.
Fake teleport.
Everyone playing
There you go.
offsite.
Got the late flank from Nat. I don't think they're
One
expecting
enemy
this.
remaining.
And the kills just...
Not
DJ
even
says
needed.
no, you're not getting my kills.
Who's
Those are
next?
mine. He just eats them right up.
Switching sides.
Flexing the Yoru
Match
ult just because he
point.
can, of course. And now we are moving into, could very well be the last round. Does just depend on if Belmont can get that right read on the defense. We saw it out the middle section of their defense half. If the read goes their way, they just absolutely can shut Illinois State down. Early A main control out from Illinois State, trying to control Mound as well. However, Belmont is
Launching thorns.
entrenched into B main with the Vice. Could be an interesting position if Illinois State doesn't clear that corner. Nat just watching the door, maybe seeing to break it.
It's very odd. Through all of this, Illinois still has 2 players essentially in their spawn. They will now use that Teho ult to get a little bit of info on that B site, and they end up getting Trixie for that. But now the Bruins are in a bit of a disadvantaged position. They do. Looks like they're just kind of playing retake on this A and B site. Perhaps happy to just play a little bit of a retake here.
Illinois State now grouped up looking for that 5-man exec playing their numbers. However, ZJ gets one from the top of site, not letting Cypress get anywhere. Bomb not quite down yet, 30 more seconds, and it does seem to be coming down now.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
I think he just got spammed through the smoke there. That is very,
Shadows travel.
very unfortunate.
Grenade is
But
live.
that happened.
Off your feet!
Ammo
Yeah,
absolutely
reach ball coming out.
stuck under the
Last
waterfall.
player standing.
Nothing to be found for him. More
We're going
cleaning
to a
up on the
third
red.
overtime. And I will say once again, this moral for
Switching
the
sides.
breach for Illinois has just been going
Overtime.
absolutely crazy in this overtime. He's gotten his ult, I think 2 out of the 4 rounds we've played thus far. It's pretty wild thing to see.
Absolutely. Looking at the scoreboard right now, everyone roughly even. Very, very much anyone's game here. Looking into a bit of a default here out from Belmont. However, Illinois State really trying to push the issue here on A. And then we once again have Yang and Nad on opposite sides of Rubble. Who sees who first? Belmont in the 4v3 situation now. Red on 1 HP.
You know, as Red actually decided to buy the regeneration shield instead of a full shield going into this round. I think it's a very interesting strategy. I don't think I've really seen that too much anywhere else.
It kind of makes sense though. If you think about it, it's gonna be 4 to the body regardless of the Vandal. May as well try to negate some of that chip damage, especially with the tail.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only gun you get a disadvantage with is, you know, if people are using Phantoms, but I think the majority of the Illinois players have been using Vandals, so I definitely don't hate that. I think it's a pretty smart play going in here.
Wall tripped.
Red fearing for his life, seeing that Tejo util come down.
Caution here.
However, we do
Nat
have
will be
a
going for another flank, but they do have that device there, so actually we'll have information.
Red going out with his breach shield,
One
looking for an
enemy
early
remaining.
delay. ZJ gets him stunned up. 2v1 now. However, the HP is very low on Belmont. Nat coming in with the flank. Timing is everything, but it doesn't even matter. Red cleans up. Once again,
Switching sides.
Yeah,
Match
that was just
point.
just textbook Valorant out of the Bruins there. Kind of stretched out the map a little bit, committed to a hit, and just never looked back. Won some gunfights that I think Illinois would like to have back, specifically on that A site. That was a bit unfortunate for them, but really just incredible Valorant out of the Bruins there.
absolutely. Once
By
again,
any
we
means
have
necessary.
advantage going into the map point. Out for Belmont. Got an Odin out from Camo with a big spam. DJ just getting caught out. Not sure what the plan was there. Just isolated.
We have pretty much the entire Bruin squad now kind of looking to lean. I know Camo will double back towards A and just do a little bit of jump peeking, but they now kind of have to heavily lean towards that C site because of that early pick.
We see a long pause out
All
from Illinois
missiles away.
State, trying to drag out a rotate, trying to drag out a rotate. And they get it. However,
Spike
Red quick to
down.
trade it back. Still only 1 man down.
Is a huge trade back from Red here. That kind of keeps them in this round still, but obviously their backs are kind of up against the wall here. I mean, 3 versus 4, it's a tough situation, but certainly winnable.
Retrieving flash.
Ammo leaving A side at just the wrong time, not getting any of this information. The Odin on the long range, maybe seeing what he can pick up, now realizing the situation that he's in.
30 seconds left. Spike
A lot of
planted.
util still on the side of Belmont though. Smoke's now coming down.
That's not ready.
However, we do see the Omen going
going
up
out.
into Waterfall. Is he going to be cleared?
They will not clear drop, and then they get the flank onto Red. This is quickly falling apart.
Disappear.
Nat getting the first one.
Last player standing.
Around the Vice Wall all alone, and then Yang once again able to clean up in that lurk position.
Switching sides. Overtime.
What are we going into now? Quintuple overtime? Something like that?
Something like that, you know. I'm never been one for math, but Either way, I think if you had dinner plans, you better go ahead and cancel those. Maybe any early Valentine's Day plans any of y'all might have had. Go ahead and cancel them. This is obviously much more important. You gotta watch the Bruins hopefully pull this back.
Another A main fight from Illinois State. However, there is no one to greet them. Big C push coming in from Belmont. Rotates coming in quickly. It's going to be a matter of time. Nat teleporting into the site all alone. Not much to do in an unfortunate scenario. Trixie gets traded out. ZJ also getting his and trading out. 2v2 situation now. However, Raze and Omen now quite far away. Nat going in for more. Perhaps a bit
Last
aggressive.
player standing.
Doesn't quite come up with a camo, faking the plant stun in. Nothing there.
One enemy remaining.
Once again, gets that angle. 1v1
He
situation.
doesn't know where this Raze is. I think it's going to come down to a fight. They are both incredibly weak. I think this is a one-goal round at this point.
Camo playing with the 40 seconds. Trying
Maybe
to
hoping
make...
to bait the Raze into thinking that he rotated off.
30 seconds
Kale
left.
just now starting to bite. How long can Camo play this waiting game? Kale seems willing to just relinquish the other side of the map in hopes that Camo is still over here.
But he certainly does have doubts. You can see him kind of looking towards that CT position. He's unsure, but of course the tap on
10
the spike
seconds
will
left.
bring him right back over.
We do have the missiles refreshed on Camo now. Perhaps looking to play a bit of a post plant. No orbs to be found, unfortunately, for the Armageddon. It's going to be just gunplay all around on both sides.
Satchel up.
And perfect timing out from Camo not to be spotted.
He does have the molly here, and that is excellent play out of Camo. I think very close 1 versus 1. Send it.
Switching
well,
sides.
that's disappointing. I
Match
think it
point.
would have been better if he sat in that. But
More entertaining,
either way.
absolutely.
You got to think of the people here. Come on. By the way, excellent round of the Bruins. I think honestly, that was an excellent round out of Illinois as well. Very close round. I mean, you can't really get much closer than having a 1 versus 1 where both players are one shot. That's just what we love to see.
Behind me.
But Camo is just able to get the better of him just by a little bit there.
Moving into this round, a little bit less aggressive onto A. However, not much. ZJ taking that TP to go a couple inches forward.
We love that.
Camo waiting on C with the Odin. Could be
Once again with
massive.
Getting to question which team I'm rooting for here as the Belmont Bruins continue to buy Odins. I'm just not sure how much I can respect that. But we'll see. If he's looking at a bit of a spray down here, this actually could come in pretty massive.
ZJ getting the one on A. TPing out, content to play his life.
Once again, just that Euro utility coming in so huge on the defense, able to get out of those sticky situations.
Kale getting one, perhaps seeing over the smoke. Odin now, nothing to be found with it.
Irrelevant.
Trixie
Last
getting
player
one, trying to
standing.
keep the numbers. 1v3 now for Nat. Does hear the mice. 1v2.
Free kill. But she is still in a 1v2. And they have the Raze rocket online. This is a very difficult round.
Going all the way around for the flank, however, Kale is aware of it. Sees the smoke direction. Turning around, though.
Smoke will bait a little bit of a turn. He does have the paranoia up. That could be pretty big here. Maybe wait out this rocket. And that rocket looks like it's about to
One
just go.
enemy remaining.
Oh, and that
I
think
think
is-
one time low, not quite there.
I think either way, as the Bruins, you can be happy there because I think Illinois just might have hit the biggest rosette I've ever
Switching
seen in my life. But
Overtime.
either way, excellent round of Illinois. Really stressed out the map there and just committed to that C site, and the Bruins were just not quite ready for it.
Going into overtime now at 16-16. Neither team wanting to let up.
Time to
Really just a matter of who can keep the pressure on. Who caves first? Mental game is all there is left now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the longest game is that we've had in this tournament so far, but I think this is probably approaching that. It's just been neck and neck all the way through from both of these teams.
Spike down A.
Great shot out from Moral, seeing that one singular pixel of the head.
Yeah. And now Moral will just be two orbs away from that ult once again to maybe get it for a third or fourth time.
Rixie out on an island, perhaps trying to bait that the wall was baited. Nat coming in now with the plant. ZJ looking to refill this his. Stabilizes the crosshair, gets the numbers.
Huge kill, another huge kill from Trixie. It will get traded out, but we're still in a 3-3 game.
Last player standing.
A little bit of a phantom moment there with the dink.
Cleaned up the Illinois State. Great retake, just playing together, not relenting any of the space that they had worked so hard to take.
Cover going out.
Switching sides.
I think B is definitely a bit of a tough bomb site to hold, especially going up against the Breach and a Raze and a Vice and just so much utility that can just flush you out. It's such an open bomb site. You have 4 or 5 points of entry. Very difficult. I think they just wanted to take the fights there, and you know, unfortunately, the Bruins lost those fights. But either way, I think they played the round pretty well, and Illinois just played it better.
Bruins are alive.
Big aim fight out from Belmont.
Got another Odin on the side of the Bruins. We love to see it. Just spray down all these paper walls on this map.
Cover going
Getting
out.
noticed by the drone, can't just get on time.
Girl sitting in that molly.
Full flashed up, there's nothing to do there.
Bruins with a notable disadvantage. Quite possibly a penalty.
Blinding. Weak.
Red
Last
barely
player
back with the
standing.
Odin
Fake
though,
teleport.
getting traded himself.
Stand your ground.
Armageddon coming in, still no plant.
CJ is in a 1v2 here, and he is one shot. Of course, the Raze is also a bullet herself, so this is certainly winnable,
missiles
but
away.
it's a very, very tough situation if you're CJ here.
Lurking up as quietly as possible. He is noted. Getting sprayed down through the wall and just
Attackers
nothing
win.
to be found.
You want
18 to
the fairy tale
16,
ending?
Illinois State on the
They
first
lost.
map.
End of
Yeah,
story.
just an excellent game all around. I can't complain at all. I mean, how are you going to complain after you see what, like five overtimes? I mean, that was truly just a spectacle to watch.
I mean, I can complain. I have an essay due tonight that I gotta finish up still, but fully content to watch some excellent Valorant, though.
Right.
Great job all the way around from both sides. Excellent playing.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, Pomo, 30 kills. That's huge. Kale, 31. Yang, 31. Nat was pretty close with 29 kills to herself. I mean, that's a bunch of excellent play from both teams alike. But you know, how are you going to complain? That was just an awesome game to watch. Obviously, I think the Bruins are a little bit downtrodden right now. Lotus was their map pick. We are now going into Bind, which was Illinois' map pick. So I think Bruins are looking a bit like the underdogs here going into the second map. But judging from that first one, I mean, 5 overtimes. I mean, this is anyone's game.
We saw there in that post-match scoreboard that the first bloods very frequently went in the way of Illinois State. Belmont frequently playing from a 4v5 disadvantage, particularly in those later rounds. Having to rely on a lot of hero plays. I think a lot of what's going to have to happen on this map too is solidifying the protocols, playing with each other, and just really trying to stay together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, even from such an early stage as the second round, where Camo got, or was it Trixie got that massive 3K on that the bonus round for Illinois. I think the Bruins did rely pretty heavily on those hero plays from their just skilled players. But it's pretty tough to rely on that in such a team focused game, especially when you're going up against a roster that consists of, Breach, Raze, Omen, all these people who can just flush you out with all that util. It makes it incredibly difficult to have these hero plays to begin with.
We also saw in the party chat earlier, both teams looking for a bit of a break after that long map. So we're gonna have to be talking your ear off for quite a while. Perhaps we
We've got got 10 minutes, people. I think it was 10 minutes. I think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah, so we're gonna be hanging out for a bit, but I'd like to give a shout out to the chatters. I'll specifically shout out on YouTube, Meow Meow. Great name, love it. I have a cat myself. Just super hyped throughout this game. We love to see that. Um, I will say I'll call some of y'all out. We've got a handful of people watching here on YouTube, and I haven't seen any people subscribe to the Bruins Esport account on YouTube. I don't know what that's about.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, I know. It's seems kind of messed up to me. So, I'm hoping by the end of this, we're at 21 right now. Let's get to 22, 23, 24. Let's get a few more subscribers out here.
Set the bar high. Let's go for 30. I think we can do it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't subscribed myself, but I'll do that right now. So I just realized I had it. But there we go. See, I did it. Now it's like the cool thing to do. There we go. Now we all do it.
Absolutely. Over here in Twitch chat, we got plenty of viewers. Some people joining in now for the intermission. Unfortunate timing. We'll be on to our second map here in about probably 8 more minutes. A lot of chatters active right now. Seem to be getting their popcorn though for map 2 if it's anything like the first.
Yeah. And if you missed that first round, could we possibly get the scoreboard back up so we can look at the players? I think that's a bit more interesting than this. If the almighty George or Grant will allow such a thing.
I guess I'll pop in now. Just for while
Yeah,
we're
go
in
on.
intermission. What a crazy first match. That was awesome. to
Yo,
watch,
I'm gonna
like-
need some more energy out of y'all. Yo, let's go.
All right.
That was a little guest appearance
Little
from
guest appear-
Major.
All right. I feel like the energy's fine, but God, what a great first match. Even though that we lost it, it was such a close and such an entertaining match to watch. Honestly, really good clutches from both teams there. It was just. I'm really curious to see how our next match turns out.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see some fairly similar comps out here on Bind, probably sticking with the Teho, Raze, Yoru, perhaps even maintaining the Vice. Be interesting to see what all changes. Looking at the Twitch chat, I see a question. Ben, what's up? You're so awesome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh yeah, I might as well get the counter set up for next game.
We are just in a 5-minute amount of time.
Yeah, we're giving our players a break here.
George, you're not going to give the rundown of what you thought about that game?
I thought it was a very close match. It was a very close match, and I thought that there were some rounds that both teams could have played better, but say GG, go next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mentality you got to have. I do think there are some points we could have there was definitely some points that regarding Bruins we could have used our Breach's util a little bit more, but overall I think we played really well, especially in our attack half. Just getting those executes.
Attack half was very good. Very pretty round for the Bruins.
Yeah, I think something I'd like to see them do a bit more on their attack half and even on their defense half is just abuse that Yuri utility a little bit more. Specifically going up against the Vice, I mean, use that clone to trigger her wall pretty much every round, just get away any form of utility they might have. And then just really stretch out the map with all of his TPs.
Looks like we're starting up here on bind.
I do wonder. Typically in VCT, the meta comp, so to speak, is it consists of a Viper, a Breach, a Sky, and a Raze, and then you have some sort of gimmick pick. I'm curious to see if either of these teams kind of stick to that mold.
Got two very different archetypes coming out from Belmont and out from Illinois State. We see what I like to call the double comp out from Belmont, two initiators as well as two controllers with the Fade Gecko and the Brim Viper. Viper recently been falling out of favor, however, definitely think she still has her place on the map. Looking into Illinois State, we see a very classic combination of the Raze Cypher Brimstone. The new ones coming in, Taeho and the Yoru. Yoru always been a bit of an off-meta pick, however, can do some big damage with those silent TPs.
Yeah, that was a pick that was kind of revolutionized by Sentinels just I think about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Yoru has still been a popular pick on this map because he really hasn't gotten nerfed, unlike, you know, I mean, Raze has gotten nerfed, Sky's gotten nerfed, Gecko's gotten nerfed, all these other characters have. Yoru's pretty much just gotten a handful of buffs throughout his lifetime and hasn't really gotten anything substantial as far as decreasing that power that he brings.
Alright, map 2 now starting up. We got Illinois State out on the defense side first, Belmont in the attack. Gonna be a very, very different style of map, a lot more quick execs probably. Just gonna be a matter of who can reset their mental better. I think a lot of teams, like you said earlier, gotta wish that they had some of those rounds back, but just gonna be a matter of who can do the reset better.
Cutting through.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's very few maps that are more different than in this game than Lotus and Bind. Unlike Lotus has 3 sites, all this space. Bind doesn't even have a mid, and it's the only map in this game.
Big fight out. 2 coming in from the side of Belmont, only 1 going in for Illinois State. 3 now. Jumping in with the shorty, ZJ taking himself out with the nade, unfortunately.
He will make the smart play of denying the Taeho that ult orb by taking himself out with the nade. We love to see that. That's big IQ plays out of him.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's what he meant to do.
We have the Cypher now lurking in. Cypress only getting his 1, traded immediately back out. Great round from Belmont.
Excellent round, but once again, like you said, I mean, at the start, you said there would be a lot of early aggression, a lot of just fights, and that's exactly how that round went. Illinois kind of just went to just kind of strong arm them on that A short fight, but Belmont was able to come out on top of that.
Looking now into the anti-eco for Belmont, probably going to head towards this B site. Split a little bit, just take those picks, try to win those fights that they can. Just running out 5 people. Not really worried about any of the util. However, not clearing out the corner.
Not clear. That is an
Almost only getting
excellent
1
pick
though.
out of the Yoru. They're going in with a 4 versus 4. Obviously, gun advantage completely in favor of the Bruins here.
Got the judge out sitting next to the smoke. Swapped back out for a phantom though.
Spike planted.
However, we do have Nat tagged up on the cam, gets punished for it.
I'm not entirely sure what that Cypher thought he was doing with the judge there. That maybe thought he had a different weapon in his hand, but as a great tag.
Red just jumping out, getting caught. ZJ out with the trade. However, not much time left for the defenders.
Poison's off.
Trixie now going into elbow, trying to pick someone off if possible. ZJ on site, running out of bullets, not quite there. And it's just not there for the Bruins. Just enough
well, they say
time on the stick.
Valorant's a game of throws, and the Bruins just threw a fastball. So that's not exactly what you want to see, but you know that happens to the best of us, I suppose.
Threw a fastball might be a little bit of an exaggeration. I think that was very well played from Illinois State, but great eco round from their side, and just really trying to play their advantages, not checking the corner, not being too disciplined in that corner as well, I think actually did really help them.
Yeah. I think the major difference that we're going to be seeing here between these two comps is this Cypher versus the Viper. I'm curious to see who's able to get more utility. Obviously, on this map, Viper pretty much plays as a Sentinel. She's got a lot of lurking potential. Same thing with Cypher. But I'm just curious to see how they're able to deal with this Cypher on this attack specifically, because that is just an absolutely tricky thing to deal with those two players.
Kind of waiting outside A for now. Trixie hoping to draw a rotate out into B, and it does appear to be working, but still the main stack on A. Just waiting, hoping for someone to push into their crosshairs. Neither team really wanting to budge yet. Fiberwall hoping to perhaps take the presence into U-Ball. Kale coming up with the first kill, Moral coming in with the
Down
second.
A. Last player standing.
2v5. Make that a 1v5. Trixie just trying to get whatever she can. Ooh, big shot out.
It's a great kill. I think that round went just about as you'd expect it to go. Bruins just massively disadvantaged on those guns. But now we should be looking at a full buy from both teams, first one of the round of the map. So let's see what the Bruins are able to put together and how Illinois is able to respond.
Belmont now looking for a bit of an anti-bonus. See Trixie now lurking on the A side, pretty much flipping the stack. 3-man rush into B long, which is a bit of an interesting play. Cypher Cam spotted out. Flash is coming in, fight. Pomo gets his one, but is immediately traded out.
Run, little man.
You see this Viper for the Bruins just eating up that space towards
Monster
Showers.
on the loose.
Unfortunately for Belmont, we see that Odin coming out very early,
Spike
not
down.
playing the game. Site not fully cleared yet. Bomb still on the ground. Trixie with the lurk, not much found. Nat just sitting on site is known, gets hers.
I got the spike.
Good time though.
And once again, that Odin just coming in so huge. We love to see it.
One enemy remaining.
2v1 now. Looking the script on them. Fading into the smoke at just the wrong time. Barely any HP on red. Regen shield could come and clutch though with a nade.
The Raze is leaving,
30 seconds left.
fully committing to this rotation. And
The
Red
only
with
issue is
this
does
lead.
Red recognize the rotate?
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
He does. Got Little Man coming in to plant the spike. Good for him. Making his cameo as always.
Spike planted.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Be interesting to see if Kale invests the rocket into this round, knowing that Red is so low.
He's going for the flank back through Showers. You love to see this, but we'll see if he has time.
Rocket goes astray.
Excellent
Great round
work
out
of
from
Red.
Red.
That was an incredible round. We love to see that. That rotation back into Hookah was absolutely huge.
Immaculately played there from Red, just reading it perfectly, baiting the rocket right to where he isn't, and just knowing the timings on that. It's impressive round. Once again, see that default Viper setup into the A short area.
Yeah, we are seeing the wall through A short, popularized by Nats, the pro gamer. I know that because I'm a nerd. Curious to see how they use it. Typically, what you do is they walk up on either side and get that space on A main.
Spike
That
down
full
A.
spray into the smoke. Nade now coming in from ZJ.
Get a positive trade out of that interaction.
Nat
Again,
immediately
the
traded
space
out.
for the Bruins is so
However, there are no more smokes available over the side of Belmont. Could be tricky when delaying the retake. ZJ coming around into U-Haul unaware.
enemy remaining.
And great shots out from Trixie and Camo to clean it up.
Excellent work out of the Bruins. I mean, that was just classic Valorant, just trading out your teammates, committing util where it needs to be, just completely icy in the face of any sort of conflict. We love to see that out of the Bruins.
Looking at these defensive setups here from Illinois State, we see a lot of 3 and 2s coming out for the most part. However, they are not afraid to send that Yoru into the weak side, perhaps to maybe get a 4v1 if the chance arises. Not much space gained from that boombot early on, moving back into the A short area. Camo spotting one out.
Just dirty play out of Camo. That was just completely baited that Cypher into that fight. Meanwhile, his team is planning on A. He doesn't even care. He just wanted the kill on the Cypher. We love to see that.
Bomb now coming down. 4v5 retake.
Launching smoke. On my mark.
We see the Brim ult lying in wait, perhaps wanting to take this all the way to time. However, Illinois State wanted to force the issue, not let that Brim ult go off. Kale
with 3, and he gets traded out by Nat. That is incredible play with the 2K.
Nat stabilizing what could have been a very dangerous situation with Kale and then cleaning up on Pomo.
We're going back in.
I just want to pop in for a second and say, I told Nat that if she drops 30, I'd buy the entire team dinner. So as much as I'm rooting for the Bruins here,
Alright, everyone, let's spam 30 bomb in the chat. Spam 30 bomb in the chat. Nat 30 bomb in the chat. Let's bankrupt George. Let's just get all of his money gone.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't have told us that, George. Everyone just spam 30 bomb in the chat. We are rooting for Nat to get these kills. And to be fair, she did drop, I believe, 29 in the last game, so it is not too far-fetched.
Spike here.
Spike down A.
I got the spike. Got the spike, Wings.
Man coming into the plant. 5v4 retake. Armageddon coming in. Bomb does go down still.
Isn't Armageddon, but it doesn't clear out bench and it doesn't even stop the plan. I think that's a little bit of a missed opportunity on that ult. ZJ. Oh, the trigger discipline. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. Incredible play out of ZJ, but Nat is in a 1 versus 2. Not that desperate for the 30 bomb, I suppose. Kind of disappointed to see. I want to see George lose all his money, but probably the smart play in the grand scheme of things.
I absolutely agree. If I'm not in that situation, I absolutely pad the stats. You know, it doesn't matter if they win or lose as long as they get dinner. Content to just let that stick go through, though. I do think that is overall the correct play. Just not much to do there with 50 HP.
It really is, and especially with no Molly, it's simply not winnable. There's just too much time left on the clock.
Bomb buddy out.
Heavy A stack here from Belmont.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Once again, this early aggression that you were talking about, they are just eating up that space and they're just taking fights. It doesn't go their way. You hate to see that, but I don't hate the idea of it, of just taking these early fights.
Uses the Viper wall, actually hurting them there. Saw someone swinging out there, and Kale on top of the truck able to just get them quickly. Yang not being cleared in this corner could be very, very dangerous. Are they aware of him?
And Nat is getting double flanked. We'll see if she has any read on that.
Pause here in the round. Pause coming out.
No more dreams.
Yang is indeed noted.
Camo.
Nat gets
Excellent
one.
pick from Nat. That's I don't know what number, but on her way to 30, we'll take that.
Got the Viper ult investigate to try to secure the round. I think that is
Double
indeed the
flank,
correct
but it looks
play.
One enemy remaining.
The Bruins do expect it. That's a pick from Trixie, another incredible pick from Trixie, and that's a 3K from the Viper. Absolutely, just awesome play. For updates on the 30 bomb to get rid of all of George's money, Nat currently has 7 kills, so she needs 23 more. We are rooting for that, win or lose. As long as she gets that 30 bomb, I am happy.
Don't know how efficiently
Nah,
that
you're
will
gonna
be
be
able to
out
get
of a
these
job if you
kills.
keep talking like that, dude.
You're not paying me.
No, we're not.
Pay me, and then I won't talk that. All right. Once again, early aggression. Nat, 8 kills, only 23 remaining. And Trixie with massive QK. That was an early aggression of Illinois. I think they were on a save. They just decided let's just take some fights here and see what we can put together. Unfortunately, none of those fights go their way, but that's the way of the game.
Illinois State in the 5v2 situation on the low buy, just looking to get whatever they can. Yang with a fadeaway shot, very impressive. Don't know if we can call that skill though. Cal now looking to re-clear through the smoke with the boom bot. Camo watching very, very close on the other side.
And Camo and Nat are just holding this angle. They are so ready for these fights. The Bruins, as time fades away, they will back out. They've got to keep those guns up. And it looks like Illinois will just decide to spike here.
Yeah, not pushing the issue too far, trying to take the guns out. Got to keep the ult orbs out of the hands of Belmont. Overall, just a very, very solid anti-eco from Belmont. Just really playing the protocols right.
See, so far, the Kale, the Illinois Rays has just been going incredibly huge on these kills. Got 11 kills already. But the Bruins kind of I think it's a good thing to see that the Bruins aren't relying quite as much on hero plays in this second game thus far. That's what we like to see. We like to see a little bit more team play and fights. We will see Yang with the showstopper going through a short, nothing found. We've got 2 people walking up on it.
Cypher Trips going down. We see a big fight coming to the elbow. Elbow not cleared to the side of Belmont. Nat very aware of the flank.
Nat, once again getting a kill. That's why Trixie let him through. Just knew Nat needed remaining.
Absolutely. Gotta get the 30.
Well on her way to the 30 bomb. We love to see it. Okay, well that's unfortunate to see, but that's alright. Got one.
Grant adding insult to injury on the spectating there. Kale coming in for the hopeful 1v2. Not much time left though if he wants to make a move at it. He's got to really get going.
Yeah.
Perhaps
we'll be
just
looking
looking
to just save this rifle. Maybe kind of half commit to trying to get that pick, but the round's over. He knows it. Time to just keep that gun up for the next round. Do a little bit of a cinematic cam here out of Grant. Let's
We see here on the scoreboard that 6 out of the last 7 rounds going in favor of Belmont. Moral now calling a timeout. Definitely think that's the correct play. Really got to try to flip the momentum here.
And we will get treated to some of Grant's cinematic cam here. You just love to see it. Really just look at how beautiful this
big round of applause for Grant here. Chat,
of
can
course.
we get a hashtag I love Grant in chat, please? Yep, there it is.
There you go. Yes. And during this timeout, I think Moral is probably just telling his team to maybe not give up space quite so easily. Not be so scared to just take some fights. I think the rounds they've won have really been because they've had some gusto to go through smokes and take these unlikely fights. I'm curious to see how they come out of this timeout here, but that's what I would be saying. I think the biggest thing for them is they just need to calm the nerves a little bit, focus up and just start winning some gunfights.
Absolutely. I think Illinois State has just been very timid, just backing away, really just relinquishing all of the control that they get. and it's just not working out for them. We don't really see much going in their favor, except for perhaps kill scoreboard. But at the end of the day, it's a team-based game, and one person can't do everything.
And I do wonder, you can certainly start to feel a little bit fatigued, especially after a map like that Lotus that we just had, where it was, I think, it's like 34 rounds or something in total. It's a very long game. So you gotta hope that neither of these teams are feeling any fatigue from that long stretch of the match. They're able to bring their A game to the rest of the
Spike carriers down. Spike down A.
Excellent work from Kale there. As I said, hopefully Moral's just telling them to take these fights, not be scared.
Trixie ready at the TP, gets both of them, perhaps on his way to an ace.
A massive 3K in this round. And just like that, as I was glazing the Illinois Rays, Trixie just brings me right back to the Bruins.
Spike planted.
DJ unaware of Moral.
Last player standing.
However, the pick does still come into his favor. Nat now coming in behind, hoping to stat pad with the 30.
You've got to hope that she's able to get this killed, get her one step closer. Cypress will get sprayed down.
She just spam it to the smoke.
And it looks like, yeah,
there it is.
All right. One kill closer.
Last round before
That
the
is
switch.
11 kills for Nat, for those at home watching. 19 more to go for that 30 bomb. Certainly possible. Depending on how this last round and then defense goes.
Once again, looking at a pretty standard setup out here on Belmont's attack. It's just going to be a matter of how Illinois State can keep back with their 4 ults.
I'll find
A
you.
lot could be invested into this round to try to get that scoreboard just a little bit more in their favor.
Yeah. Got 4 ult, they've got the Teho ult, they've got the Yoru ult, they've got the Brim ult. I mean, these are some of the best ults in this game. I'm curious to see how they're going to try and put these to use.
ZJ coming at the rocket, however, perhaps 2 to be found. Goes a bit wide. Yang getting the first blood out into ZJ. However, they have successfully drawn the rotates out into the other side. Plant coming into A, and they are none the wiser. Are Belmont aware of Cypress, though? They are not. Trixie gets caught out.
They are investing in this dimensional drift. Getting full in the
Last player standing.
the breach out as well. That's a big kill.
Yeah, getting
That is
old, and then the Armageddon on top of it. Nothing to do.
Looks like Illinois really does not want Nat to get this 30 bomb. You just hate to see it.
George's wallet may yet be safe for another day.
Flawless.
And that is a massive round out from Illinois State, honestly, just to keep the morale up going into this
Switching
side.
sides.
Yeah. A4 half, I would say this isn't really a attack sided map, to be honest. I think that's an excellent round of the Bruins. I think the Illinois is probably kicking themselves. I think they came into this game just a little bit slow. Had a bit of a slow mid-half, to be honest. I mean, they lost, as you said, I think they lost 6 out of those 7 rounds in the middle of that half. I think they might be kicking themselves a little bit for that, but certainly anyone's game at this point. Only 4-round differential. If they're able to win this pistol round, it really could go either way. But I think the Bruins are feeling pretty confident after that half.
Absolutely. I think a lot of what they're going to have to do is just activate Kale on this attacking side. Let him take that space, let him take those fights, and just hope that kill counter keeps climbing up. ZJ almost uses the Yoru clone, a bit scared of it.
I've got George. I've got 2 requests for you in the YouTube chat.
Okay.
One is asking. I said, can you ask George if he can pay for my dinner too, please? That is from Op Goblin.
Oh my god.
We'll take that as a no.
Would you like to give an answer to that? Or?
No, Brandon.
Don't worry, I've got I think it's Juliet Rodriguez also saying, please ask George to dine and dash Op Goblin. I think that might be a little bit more your style, maybe.
Okay, big ups. Yeah, I'll get on that.
We see an entrance now into B site. However, Belmont ready to take it. Cypress, though, getting one through the smoke. Plant now coming down.
Spike planted.
3v4 retake. However, health not looking great on Cypress. 2 players stuck in the cage. Nat dipping out.
Getting one closer to that third bomb. We love to see it. And a huge pick on the round. We now have 3 versus 3. Never mind, 2
player
versus
standing.
2. Never mind, 2 versus 1. And Red is all alone.
Red did have a massive clutch on that first map, but cannot recreate the magic. That was a very clean pistol round overall from the side of Illinois State. Really just think that they did a much better job of just kind of controlling the space that they got early on in the round and just playing with the rotates as they needed. Cypress doing a great job in elbow as well, getting those picks out into the smoke. And it's going to be a difficult eco certainly here for Belmont.
And well, man, this is where you wonder what their sort of play style is going to be in this round.
This goes
It looks like they're stacking pretty heavy on these showers. Perhaps there's a little bit of a 3 versus 1.
DJ with the shorty into the smoke, gets the first one, picked up a Guardian.
And they are just all TP'd through. They have 5 people out showers, and this Brimstone finds himself on a little bit of an island, and he is going to run right back towards his team.
Got 3 going on a deep flank, hoping to avoid the Cypher trips, but walking right into one.
Yeah. And this is where that Cypher's utility does come in pretty handy here. I mean, you get full flank coverage.
Spike
You do not
planted.
get that if you're the Bruins here playing that Viper.
Right there.
But I do think the Viper did get pretty solid utility out in the attack round. So it's certainly a trade. But I personally of the Cypher.
Blood coming
Just like
in
that,
on
all the
site.
Bruins are dead. You hate
Last
to see
player
it.
standing.
We got Nat hoping to stat pad, come on.
Nat wins this.
Launching smoke.
Gets closer to the 30 bomb. I don't even care.
Unfortunately,
How many
nothing
kills
to be
does she have?
Only sitting at 12, she's gonna have to do
12
a
kills,
lot
you know.
more if she wants that free dinner.
Good bit more. But
Hale really just being the anchor point of this Illinois State team, though, going 17
Really
and 7 right now.
carrying pretty hard. I think especially coming from a defense half for the Rays, you don't expect the Rays to do that well on a defense half, but this guy is just absolutely playing out of his mind right now.
Absolutely. Going for a pretty heavy default here out of the side of Illinois State, just kind of leaving the bomb kind of between the two sides. We do see the Brimstone floating between sides. Nat not quite sure which way to go. Trixie getting caught in the nade.
He's not quite nailing that, but he does get out.
Jack now coming in towards B. However, we do have Trixie hanging just under Hookah. Gonna see what perhaps he can get from that position.
They are set up very well for any sort of B hit here.
Trixie going through the wall, nothing to be found. However,
A
we
little
do
bit of an
have the
overextended
Yoru.
Trixie there.
We do have the Yoru still in A, getting all of the information. No one
Smoke's
there.
down.
Perhaps they're going to be going back for the rotate. It seems like they will. Do Belmont recognize this in time? They seem to. Are they aware of Yoru's position, however? They are.
Well, Allison in YouTube chat just said, tell ZJ to lock in.
30 seconds
So
left.
we'll see if he
Spike
he's able
planted.
to heed that call here.
Gunner.
Let's go Nat with the pick.
And that is another call from Nat, and George is punching the air right now.
DJ getting on top of the truck, picked
Last
off
player
her from
standing.
Kale.
Well, I hate to tell you, Allison, but ZJ did not, in fact, lock in for this round. Very unfortunate, but we'll see if maybe he's able to bring it back next round.
Camo has so much to do in this round. Really trying to secure this anti-eco. Just not
You
sure
have
that
got
there's
to
much
be
do.
kidding me.
Time
One
is
enemy
so low.
remaining.
Has to draw the players. Good headshot on the first one.
That's a huge...
No more time though.
Oh! You know, he lost, but that's a personal win, to be honest. In all realness, that's a rough round to lose. That's what, 3 in a row, I believe. Definitely not how you'd like to come into this defensive half for the Bruins, but at the very least, Camo did hit some nice shots there, and that's we're here for the entertainment, people.
Illinois State just playing time perfectly there. Just really nothing to be found there for Belmont. Just absolutely locked out of sight for so long.
Once again, a heavy stack towards the Showers position. They're up 1 against 3 against the Uru.
Do see the rifle out here on ZJ, so graciously gifted by Camo. Seeing what he can maybe douse.
Who's next?
There's no one out here on A. Gonna be a
Yeah, but
warm
they get out
welcome
and-
to B.
And Red and Trixie are on a bit of an island here on this B site. You've got full info from that Uru ult.
Trixie's
Red is
hemming
just
it down
on
with the
the island.
Sheriff. Not the tool for the job. Dinger
I
up
know
close, just not
exactly
finding
where you
anything.
are.
This is just going to be a matter of how much damage that Belmont can deal right now.
And
ZJ
ZJ
all
does
the way
manage to
back.
jump the Cypher trip, but he will just have that Cypher ult reveal his position anyway. It's a very unfortunate timing. Not sure. I'm curious to see whether or not they commit ZJ into this position. It's a 3 versus 5. Your two teammates don't really have guns. He's able to get one. It is a 3 versus 4 now, but and
That,
Knack
however,
gets
Enemy
2.
remaining.
And ZJ gets it on. Wait, it's a 3 versus
3v1.
1.
Launching
However,
smoke.
Molly is on the spike. Time is low still. Getting the first pick.
And
Camo,
Campbell
however,
gets
cleaning
last.
it up.
Do they
It is
have
a matter
time?
of time.
They do not have time, unfortunately. But either way, an absolutely incredible round of the Bruins, getting those 5 guns. Unfortunate they weren't able to do it just a little bit faster, but either way, that was some great shooting out of them.
Absolutely. I think that's an absolute moral victory, though, getting that far in with an eco round. You just saw a lot of great teamwork and cohesion there out from the side of the Bruins, and just kind of exploiting a lot of the weaknesses in those holds that Illinois State has been putting up, finally recognizing what they can do.
Exactly. And as we can see here, this is a full buy for both teams. Perhaps most importantly, Nat is now on 15 kills, halfway towards that that 30 bomb that we are anticipating so much. Once again here, the Bruins are leaning a bit more heavily towards that A bomb site, even having Camo rotate very early on, leaving Trixie kind of just by himself on that B site, perhaps just playing a full retake there. Illinois choosing to just cut all noise, and it looks like they are about to.
Trixie
One,
out in the
Trixie
corner
with
with
2.
Spike down B.
With
Couldn't quite pick up a
Huge
third, but
PK,
Camo there on
Camo
his
gets
trade.
trade. We
ZJ
get
out
4.
coming out of the TP, 4th. Now we are left Almo out on an island, just seeing whatever he can pick up. C's now not much behind. Does get the first one though. Flashed up now. Just nothing else to be found. ZJ with the cleanup.
Excellent
Great
play
round
out of the Bruins.
Belmont.
Really an incredible play out of Trixie. I was doubting that position that he kind of got himself into there with tucking on that B site, but it worked out perfectly. I mean, they kind of just didn't expect it, and he was able to get 2 for free pretty much.
There.
Not seeing a lot of variation in the Viper setups.
Satchel up.
Just that default wall every single round. ZJ coming on top of the truck though, perhaps going to do something sneaky.
Yeah.
I think that's
Now we do have.
Where are you?
see the walk up into Showers from Palmo. Not a very good buy at all from Illinois State. Hopefully ZJ just looking to take those long angles with a better gun.
Taking that covering ZJ. A huge 2K. Gets
Unfortunately,
gunned
that
down,
is
but that
all
is
he
a
gets.
huge 2 kills.
Just spotting the corner out of the Showers.
Excellent
there.
shot out of
Whoa.
Moral. Holy.
ZJ getting called out on top of the truck, and all of a sudden this round looks pretty winnable for the side of Illinois State, particularly with that Brim ult. 2v2 now, damage
One
well.
enemy remaining. Where are you?
We'll get the trade on the Moral. Still
Bring them down.
2 versus
Last
1.
player
This Brimstone
standing.
is dangerous. That is a 3K from Yang. And he is opting to just walk away. Now he's running. I think Trixie heard some of those footsteps. He's in pursuit.
30 seconds
But
left.
in all likelihood, Yang will get a plant for completely free here. He does have the ult. I believe he has the molly as well. He does. He's got a good bit of stall on his hands, but in a 1 versus 1, we'll see how much that really matters.
Trixie just eating up the time here. Don't know if he quite realizes what exactly is on the other side. Yang playing super far back, content to play the ult on the first tap. Trixie gonna have
Gotta
to
get that
guess
first tap
correctly.
Open up the sky!
Trying to search for him, doesn't find anything. And the time is just so low. Not opting
See
for the
if the
molly
spam-
though, getting in the
spam can hit.
stick, he gets off. And
Does he have time? Does he have time? Oh!
0.14 with the stick for Trixie.
0.14.
That is also
Incredible
the
play out
Viper
of
ult
Trixie.
gained. Got all 5
And I
ults
will
on the side
say-
of Belmont now.
That is a very, very strange choice for Yang to not opt to just use that molly there. I mean, if you think if he just sends that molly onto the plant, that wins him the round. I'm not entirely sure what the idea was there with the push instead of the molly, but either way, I think Illinois is just kind of kicking themselves after that one. That is a rough round to lose.
I think Palmo
Especially after
saw the
coming
exact
so
same
far.
thing. Calling a
Yeah,
timeout now,
and-
probably trying to correct those mistakes.
Exactly. Coming so far. I mean, obviously it's a save round. You get 4 kills and an armor. You're kind of happy with that, but in that situation, I think at that point you've kind of got to win that round, and that is an unfortunate loss for Illinois.
Absolutely. We see 17 kills out of Nat now, 13 more for the free dinner. However,
We are-
Kale still
we
well
are
atop
getting
the
there.
scoreboard. Really just trying to put his team on his back, but there's just not quite enough to be found. I think a lot of this
13 more
timeout.
kills for Nat.
I think a lot of this
Or throughout.
timeout is going to be about resetting, just kind of setting Illinois State back into the correct mental zone, because that is a devastating round to lose.
It is. I think as well. I think maybe reminding them to use that utility that they have a little bit better. I mean, they have 5 ults. They haven't been investing in them. They've been holding some of those for a handful of rounds now. I think this is where you start to say, all right, guys, let's use this utility that we have, or let's just spray 3 of them down and pretty much turn the round instantly. And just like that, Trixie has a Viper ult where no one's going, and that is a very unfortunate round for the Bruins.
Spike dropped.
Viper ult getting absolutely nothing this round. And it is probably just going to be a matter of saving for the Bruins.
It is. Unfortunately, Nat will not be able to pad those stats anymore and maybe get up to 18, 19 kills here.
Hey, you never know. Could swing into her.
I think that's what I would personally do, just to try and bankrupt George. But it doesn't look like we're doing that. You never know. We'll see if Illinois tries to hunt down some of these kills and get these rifles out of their hands.
That is an interesting molly position out
Doesn't
there.
I think I'm realizing why he didn't molly in that last round. That might be part of it.
Trying to get a little bit of practice for the lineups.
And Moral dies to Spike, very interesting play. High level play to some. I'm not entirely sure what the idea was with that one.
He's just playing chess. You wouldn't understand. Everyone else just playing checkers.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
all about the mental game.
over here. I'm not even playing. I'm playing Uno right now, and he's playing chat. I'm just lost. I don't know what's going on.
Good lineup practice out there from the side of Illinois State. Just an absolute masterclass getting into the site, and there was just absolutely nothing for Belmont to do in the second half of that round. However, that was only one of the ult invested, thankfully for them. Deep Cypher Cam getting early info into long. Knows that no one is there now.
That's right now for the Bruins. They've got 4 retake ults. I'd be curious to see how they try and use those, or if it doesn't look like they're going to be playing retake on any of these sites. They're fully committing, and that turns out to be a bit of a wrong play, but never know who's going to win those fights. I think
Spike
Trixie could have
planted.
easily gone one. Camo could have easily gone one. ZJ
DJ
trading
getting with
himself.
an aid.
Love to see that.
Last
They are
player
committing
standing.
into this round. I don't know.
Nat walking into that smoke, just nothing to be found. Red, exact same thing. Really just unfortunate there. Tying up the score now 10-10.
They near flawless round from Illinois. And we'll see. Major's calling a timeout here. Another shout out to Major, the coach for the Belmont Bruins. We'll see what they're able to cook up here on this 1 minute timeout.
Pat, let me ask you a question here. If you are Major, what are you telling your Belmont team here during this timeout?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing that I'm telling them is we've got 4 retake ults. There's no reason for us to be committing so hard to this to the bomb sites. We can kind of let them have B, maybe play a bit heavier on A. They've been heavily favoring B, and I think our retake has looked pretty big on B. So I would pretty much tell them, let's have Trixie set up on B, maybe by himself, play retake towards that elbow position, and then let's just play retake with the Fade ult, with the Breach ult, or with the Brim ult, Gecko, Raze. I mean, we can commit 4 ults this round. Anything that you need just to turn this round. That's what I'm telling them. This is I think this is a big round for them. They've lost a handful in a row. They've kind of given up a bit of the lead that they had going into this half. I think you just need to turn this, get that mental up, and we've got 4 ults to do it. So they're in a prime position to do it.
I think too, Major's really trying to just get that motivation back up. We saw a lot of rounds going in favor of Illinois State that we just didn't see in that first half. It's going to be difficult for Belmont to battle back just in that front. However, we do see a really light buy coming from Belmont here. Not quite sure what the plan is. Oh, no. Creds are still good, actually. My bad. Nat's still sitting on 17 kills.
Nat does have a Bulldog. You never know. Maybe get a little bit closer to that 30 bomb here. Certainly a winnable round. I mean, you know, we saw Illinois almost won a round earlier with just Sheriffs and a couple classics. Certainly winnable, but we'll just see how they play this.
Who's next?
Tail now diving into
see-
sight. Just absolutely
All right,
free for the taking.
and they've got Viper in that elbow position. They get spammed down in CT, unfortunately, and not looking too good. But they do still have 3 ults up on their surviving players. So if they're able to get a pick or two here, this round could certainly be
That risk getting Nat out elbow.
Last
Slowly
player
forcing the issue
standing.
now. Red gets 1, but it's too little too late. DJ now just playing for whatever he can, and there's just absolutely nothing there for the Bruins. I believe this is Illinois State's either first or second lead, maybe? Second lead after the 3rd round. And it's
Yeah,
just...
they've been trailing this whole game, but I think Belmont kind of let up here a little bit, especially being down in this series. I mean, this is they lose this game, this is it. I think that's a bit hard here, coming off the pedal a little bit. I think losing that first game, losing your map pick, you've got to stay on the throttle that entire time, and unfortunately they have not been able to do that.
I think we're going to see a lot of ults here in this round that we didn't see last round. Really just absolutely need that momentum shift because, I mean, the economy on the side of Illinois State is already way too strong. You got to do whatever you can to try to weaken that. Camo out with the Odin, perhaps trying to get a spam down. I mean, they are lined up for it for right now, but it'll just be a matter of time. However, we do see Palmo teleporting away, and now the drift over from Brimstone. Just trying to wait for the aggression, not knowing exactly what Major's telling them on the timeout.
Because look, they're playing a bit further back on B, playing a bit further back on A. They're not pushing showers, they're not pushing long. Maybe waiting for a bit more aggression to come out from Illinois before they commit to anything.
Nat has the orbital strike ready and waiting for the execute.
Dizzy's up top. Someone's there.
Trixie with the
Huge-
first blood,
huge
getting the
two
second
categories.
one as
Spike
well.
down B.
I know
Cypress does
exactly
traded out
where.
Moral,
waiting.
going to get red in the backup side as well.
Bring them down.
Camo now kind of all alone.
Last
However,
player
ZJ
standing.
coming to fill in. There's this Palmo knocking off both of their heads.
Open
Nat
up
coming
the
through the
sky!
smoke.
10 seconds left.
Trying to get the spam. Is she aware?
Unfortunately, just not enough bullets.
And that is
Match point.
map point out here for side of Illinois State, and actually series point as well. Belmont just has to do everything they can. I would probably even try to use some of these ults early, just really try to push the issue.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting back
once
last
again,
round really did help.
They've been holding this Raze ult, they've been holding this Gecko ult and this Fade ult for I think half of this second half. I think they've missed some opportunities with those, and that's led to them being down here in this penultimate round.
Seeing perhaps a little bit more aggression out from the side of Belmont, but not too much. Jump peeking into A short, sees nothing. We see just this massive huddle of people. B short. Seiko drone coming in, jumping out. Nothing noted for the attackers. Trixie.
You do have a strong stance here with that full long control. We'll see if Nat is able to win this 1v1. Unfortunately not. And that does put the Bruins in a huge disadvantage going into this last round.
If I'm red in this situation, I want to back off, just let them take the site, get my Gecko ult for the retake.
Yeah.
Epoos be wanting to fight into this. Armageddon now, Trixie being forced out of position. Tail swing all the way in through sight. 1 HP now on Trixie.
And Red gets picked,
Almo
and that
cleaning
Gecko
up
ult
Red.
is gone. And
Spike planted.
this is a 3 versus 1. We'll invest the Fade ult here.
Razel coming in as well.
Last player standing.
But
Gonna take an absolute miracle out here from ZJ. What can he muster up?
and the game's
Absolutely
over, right?
nothing.
Attackers win.
Unfortunate, really, from the side of Belmont. Those last rounds, just I feel like it was a lot of miscommunication. Not sure when to use the ults. Not sure what the plan is going to be, and just kind of bit them in the ass there.
Yeah. And very unfortunately, Nat did not land the 30 bomb. George will not be going bankrupt anytime soon. Well, he might already be bankrupt. Who knows? Either way, I think the Bruins played well in the first game specifically. I think they tapered off towards the latter half of that second game. But either way, very solid play. They're going up against an undefeated team. And now Illinois will be 3-0 and the Bruins will be 2-1. Either way, I think we're happy with their performance. I think they played well. Thanks for everyone who came in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Great chat. Love it. Love the interactions.
I love the energy up in here. So,
Yeah.
Also, we do have more games coming up. So this is just one of our games. Our first game turned out wonderfully, with against Indiana. And I think next we're facing. Let me look real quick.
Believe it might be Valparaiso.
Yeah,
I think
we
so.
play Valpo next
Yeah,
week.
I think it's yeah.
But yeah, and that's next week. We had a bye week, but we'll be coming up next week, just right back at it. Should be on Thursday this time. We had our tourney schedule changed for this week, but should be good now. But yeah, genuinely overall, like really great match. I feel like there was some really close matches today. Sucks that we didn't win, but really close games. I think.
Yeah, can we get like a major or camo in here for
Yeah.
a post game interview? Is that a
Yeah.
thing?
Give me 1 second here.
Yep. No, you damn.
I see here over in the Twitch chat, got Jake Nass saying, "I blame George for this." I think that might be a little bit strong.
I think that's pretty fair, to be honest. I think you're onto something.
Yeah, George sent bad energy into the game.
Yeah, I think George was kind of selling that from the sidelines. Yeah, I agree. I'm down to blame George for this.
Overall, though, I do agree. Belmont did play very well. I do think that just, especially in those deeper halves, you just saw the protocols and the practice coming out from Illinois State just really staying strong all the way throughout the map, not letting their slow starts get to them. Perhaps also a bit of a tactical advantage, knowing which side is going to be slower for them on the start, and really trying to build momentum in the second half if they do go to an overtime like we saw in the first map. I mean, overall, it was a great series. Both teams just gave it everything they had, and they just couldn't quite get over the line.
Yeah. I think one of the main things about, or at least that I noticed that we could work on, I think these two matches showed how much we need to work on our defense more, because both matches
Yep.
we
Yep.
absolutely just cranked our shit for oh, my bad.
Look at this.
Look at me. we just
We got
we did really good on our attack halves both times, going I think 8 and 4 for both of them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then our defense half just kind of fell off a little bit, but
yeah. I think some of that might come down. We'll ask the captain here in a second. I would say some of that probably came down to utility usage. I think utility usage is a bit more important on the defense half than it is on the attack half. I think especially with those alts, I think we saw in the second half of that bind game, we held on to a lot of alts for a lot longer than I think we should have. But let's get the captain's take on this. So a major in that. Let's talk about the first game first. Let's just do general at first. Let's see, what was your favorite thing? Like what was something that you thought of the team that you really loved?
I'm not gonna lie, Pat. Caught me at a bad time getting out of that voice chat with the team. So I'm gonna need to take a deep breath here.
Yeah, take as long as you want.
As I said, our Lotus attack, where we had such perfect setups for retakes, and we had a lot of team fights together. We were pushing shit as a team. We were working the trades. There were some minor individual errors, but that's nothing you can do about that. Our attack half on Lotus just looks so good just from the get-go. And I told my team, the minute that halftime switches and now we're on defense, it's like our brains just turn off. And it's so frustrating to see because we have such a good attack. In our scrims, we practice this stuff. In our games, we practice this stuff. And we do dry runs. We do all this crazy stuff practicing this. And it doesn't translate when it matters the most. And you can imagine how frustrating that is sitting back and watching that. And these guys are laughing and not listening to anything. And you can imagine how frustrating that'd be. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. The bind game, it was yelling in my room. My roommates told me to shut up. I was furious. I'm not gonna lie, but this is definitely a learning moment. I think that we can really only move forward from here. I hope we don't move backwards. So that's what I got to say for that.
And we still got so much more in the season. We still like so many.
Yeah.
So
It's not over. It's not over.
Not over. Not at all.
It's only our first loss.
Not. And look, I mean, y'all are 2-1. I mean, this isn't like you're 0-3 right now, and you've just gotten demolished every game. I mean, this is arguably you're playing arguably the best team in this tournament right now.
Absolutely.
So, and I think y'all did very well. But what are some of these?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Grant. You go.
No. Go ahead.
What are some of the concerns that you'll be addressing going in before this next place?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be practicing a lot more retakes with the utility we have at our disposal and also just overall game awareness. Like they were, for example, in that bind game, they were taking hookah every time for free. They just threw a Teo drone, and that's just the only piece of util they had to use. And that Teo drone lasts all the way to site, so now they have a free site. They have all that information. Obviously, I'm sitting back here like going crazy. I'm like, why are we not fighting hookah? But I don't want to waste a timeout just to say that. So you can imagine how frustrating it'd be sitting back, realizing that that's the issue. And when I do finally call it out, nothing happens. So there needs to be a lot more on our guys to have more map awareness and recognize the patterns that they're doing every single round to get into that position, because they went B 8 rounds in a row, that attack half, and we could not stop them once. So we'll definitely be practices will definitely be a little bit more intense this week coming up to get ready for next Thursday for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's something interesting. Pattern recognition, I think, is something y'all did very well on the attack half, specifically on Lotus, where pretty much the second that they switched the aggression from A main to C main, y'all pretty much just started eating up all that space on A main, and that was just awesome to see. But then, as you kind of said, on defense, it just kind of didn't apply the same. I mean, y'all didn't eat up that space. You weren't kind of fighting hookah,
Absolutely.
not challenging anything.
Absolutely. We talk a lot about push and pull, take space where they're not. There was not a lot of that in our bind game, unfortunately, which I wish there was more. So it'll be interesting to look back at that VOD and see how many times we cross the attack side barriers on defense. Just taking that
And then-
space. So.
And then final question. Is your team allergic to using their ults?
Dude.
What's going on?
Oh my god. Okay.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's so frustrating,
Oh my
especially in that
God.
Lotus game. I'm like, before we even got into OT, our breach has their ult and to deny plant, and it's just sitting there full util. It makes me so upset. And
It's been a thing we've been working on for
Yes.
a lot recently,
Grant can
especially
testify.
especially with our breach on Lotus, but it just goes for everybody too. We just need to
Yeah.
learn how to use our ults and use our util effectively.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just be candid here. Like, dude, on that bind, y'all had
it
5
was
ults
brutal.
for like
It was
half
brutal.
of that game.
Yes.
It was a bit rough to see.
Yeah.
And then we kind of, like half committed like the fade and the raise ult at the end there, and it was just like
Right.
it's too little too late. Like
Yeah.
you should be using your ult like the second, like just don't second guess it. Like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
but overall, very good game. I think y'all played very well. Definitely a lot of a skill just in general. Like I was
Right.
kind of amazed at some of just the skill plays, especially, dude. Can we give like a shout out to Nat?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
I was going crazy when I was watching that.
Like, dude. I mean, no 30 bombs, so George, you got spared for a day, but man, that was crazy. Like, just the skill play. I mean,
Yes.
that was awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, 29.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are,
29 in the first game. Jeez.
Jeez. Yep.
But yeah, I think these were some really awesome matches. Really, that first match was so exciting. Like
Right.
genuinely.
That's
Like,
triple-
that shit had my heart pumping.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah, a lot of takeaways for
nice.
sure from this game.
Yeah, great game though, and I mean, I watched the last round y'all played. I forget who that match was against, like 2 weeks ago. That one was pretty boring, just candidly, because y'all just like
Shut them
demolished
out.
them the
Right.
entire time. Yeah.
Yeah, this was
So,
definitely
like, this
closer.
one was very interesting. Yeah, I think it's when you get kind of pushed to the breach of it where you kind of see what your weaknesses are and what your
Right.
strengths are.
Right.
So. Oh, Major, you got a shout out. This Major guy is cool. He makes a lot of sense. Must be an immortal 3 peak.
Jake. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Get a
Yeah.
big shout out
well,
for
good
everybody
games.
that joined. That we had a huge show up for the stream.
Yeah,
today.
I was
That
sending
was
this around.
awesome.
Yeah, you get any more complaints about monotone casting, Major, or
I do. I got a few complaints about and that hits a nasty spray transfer.
I was screaming on my end.
I need you to scream at the top of your lungs. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was like throughout that Lotus game, dude. I like after like the 4th round, I had to pee so bad, and I was just sitting there like I'm gonna die. Like we went to like 6
my God.
overtimes, and I was just like, dude, like I'm
Jeez.
dying. Like I'm dying. Like I need this to end, please.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously there's a few stream kinks to like work out and everything. We had an issue with our second match with the sides being swapped. That we're still
Oh
working on
yeah, I
that.
was gonna say.
I had to like scrounge together a way to fix that. I had to scrounge together like a little match counter, which I ended up not using anyway because the one that MvC. By the way, thanks for MvC for providing us an overlay, or providing us some of the tournament overlay. But sometimes it turns out to be a little bit wrong, especially depending on attack and defender half. But
Well, yeah, I think we just blame George for that.
yeah,
Okay.
come on,
Honestly.
It's kind of disappointing from George.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Alright.
good game all
Good
around.
game,
Thank you,
guys.
thank you.
GG's everybody.
All right.
We'll end
I'll
it
see you
here.
later.
GG's everyone.
GG's.
See you.
See ya.
And then George, you want to tell people about like the next match? But I'm out of here.
Yeah. So at the end of today, we end the, or we end up in the tournament. What is it? 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. We'll start off next week Thursday at 7 p.m. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. against Valparaiso. That is February 20th, Thursday at 6 p.m. again against Valparaiso. Tune in. We'll have the stream set up around 5:45.
Hopefully.
Thank you everybody in chat for
Yep.
tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Yep. All right. GG's. Thank y'all.